Pastor Taylor here, Christ Pewaukee. I don't want to scare you, but you're being watched. The internet search engine you're using is watching what you search and where you click. The social media platform, maybe even that you're watching this video on, is also tracking you. Cameras on cell phones watching you, security cameras where you shop, security cameras even at home. You may even have a piece of tape over your webcam just because of the reality that that might be on and watching you too. Well, Daniel in the Old Testament knew a thing or two about being watched by people. People were watching his every move, for he was in politics and in a very high position. And his political opponents couldn't find anything wrong with his character, his work ethic, anything like that, so they attacked him. They attacked him, and they found their opening in the one area of his life that they knew they could exploit, the practice of his faith. And it was because Daniel was faithful in his practice of prayer that I'm sure you know the rest of the story. We're being watched too, and probably in the same area. People are watching our practice of our faith. But unlike Daniel, we oftentimes succumb to the pressures of persecution. And it's not because we're threatened with a lion's den like Daniel was, but we might fear a dirty look or even a cold shoulder. We might fear a broken relationship with a family member or a friend who says they never want to talk to us again if we bring up that faith thing again or that Jesus person again. Well, Daniel knew people were watching him, but he also knew that God was watching him. And he knew that even if he was thrown into a lion's den and they ate him alive, he'd go to heaven. And God in his grace, yes, chose to spare Daniel from that kind of death. And as you live out your faith, be confident that God is watching you too. And the God who is watching you should punish you for all the times that you fail to stand up for your faith. He should punish me too. But instead, God is loving and forgiving. He is the one who is watching over you, who took away all of your sin by taking that suffering and punishment upon himself. So go back to whatever lion's den of persecution you have to deal with, knowing that God is watching you. Yes, there may be people who are out for your blood, people who want to rip you down from your spiritually high position, and yes, sometimes those people are among your family and friends. But take heart. The God who rescued you from your sin by his death on the cross is watching you. He'll use that persecution to strengthen you, or I guess ultimately to take you home to heaven if that's what happens. And who knows? You never know the way the Lord can work in the lives of those people who are watching you through your witness. Because yes, they really are watching, and your God is too. Our lesson is from Daniel chapter 6, verses 19 to 23. At the first light of dawn, the king got up and hurried to the lion's den. When he came near the den, he called to Daniel in an anguished voice, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" Daniel answered, "May the king live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me because I was found innocent in his sight, nor have I ever done any wrong before you, your majesty." The king was overjoyed and gave orders to lift Daniel out of the den. And when Daniel was lifted from the den, no wound was found on him because he had trusted in his God. That was the word of our Lord from Daniel chapter 6. May the Lord bless your day.